Hello everyone, Storm 101 here. Today we're going to be doing a big tropical weather roundup. We'll be talking about actually Major Hurricane Douglas out in the Pacific. We also have Tropical Storm Gonzalo. We also have Tropical Depression 8 in the Gulf. So let's go ahead and get started with the Major Hurricane Douglas of what's going on right now. So as at this point, it's producing 120 mile per hour winds. Um, the pressure at millibars is 964, so it's pretty low in pressure at this time here. And this is what it looks like on your convection here. And as you can see, you got a pretty good eye wall still ongoing here. Uh, it's a pretty well organized storm as of right now, but eventually it'll be hitting into some cooler waters, about 24, 25 degrees Celsius, which is not really good for any tropical weather or anything like that. So let's go back here. We're going to go in and click on Douglas here. And let's get the cone out here. So, and as you can see, as of right now, it's a major hurricane. We expect it to die down, back down to Category 2 strength by 2 p.m. on Friday. And then we'll expect possibly for Hawaii to get hit by a hurricane. As hurricane strength, and it did still slowly die down, back down into a strong tropical storm by 2 a.m. on Monday. But it seems like it'll start to make landfall to Hawaii uh, during the day on Sunday and during Monday as well. So Sunday, Monday, Hawaii is really need something to watch. Those 2 days will be really good. There will be some rough surf out there, and there can also be a lot of rainfall. Let's actually take a look into that very quickly. This is the GFS here for rainfall, and as you can see here, decent amount of rain, not too far off from shore in Hawaii. You can see 5 inches of rain out in the ocean. And you can see here some of these areas here is showing 3 to 4 inches of rain in a few areas and in here. So it looks like the large island looks like it could be okay. Probably just for some damaging winds with the storm because that's where the center can go. But that's based off of the GFS. Here's the European model showing a lot more rain. I mean, nearing 13.5 inches of rain. And that's a lot of rain for an island like that. So definitely could see some major flooding concerns from this storm here. And as you can see here, some of the other islands can still see a decent amount of rain. You can see up there about 4 inches of rain, about 2 to 3, about 3 inches, 4 inches. I mean, really overall, there could be tons of rain and there could be strong winds with that with Major Hurricane Douglas. And this is the intensity guidance here from the hurricane models. You can see right now it's a Category 3 storm, major hurricane. One of the models is rated a Category 4, but I had doubts on that. I think the max strength will be Category 3. And as you can see here, by the majority of the models, as it reaches to those colder waters, you can see here how it dies down. And which is a good sign for Hawaii. Hopefully it can die down a little bit more quicker. If it dies down a little bit more quicker, the winds may not be that strong. However, there could still be a lot of rainfall with Douglas here. So definitely something Hawaii needs to watch for. Really beginning on Sunday into Monday. So really need to watch for that. Let's move on to Gonzalo here. And Gonzalo has really got this organized overnight. It's not really as organized like it was yesterday. Kind of has fallen apart a little bit. So really, at this point here, we're probably going to put a pause on the intensification here, just because of how the what was I going to say? Oh yeah, just because of how disorganized it is. You can actually see the circulation actually started to come out of the storm. It's actually right there. You can see how it's spinning there. So if we go back here, back to the hurricane center, let's go back to the Atlantic. Gonzalo, 65 mile per hour winds on advisory number 8. Pressure is 997 millibars. Go ahead and click on this here. And we're still expecting this to become a hurricane, but as it's kind of disorganized here, the confidence on the hurricane strength may be coming down just a little bit. We also have hurricane watches for the Lesser Antilles here as well, so definitely needs somebody to watch here. And when it reaches to Jamaica, there, it may be a tropical storm due to wind shear and also some dry air will get involved with the storm. And again, take a look at the visible satellite here. You can see the circulation starting to come out here. There could be some wind shear going on at this point here, but we're going to see here. I think at this point here, we're going to put a pause on the intensification for now, since the storm here is still pretty disorganized here. You can see here some convection started trying to develop on the southwestern end of the storm. Kind of right in there. You can see some convection trying to blow up right in there, but which is a good sign. But it could intensify again later today. We're just going to have to see what's going to happen with the system here. So we have some good news about Gonzalo. And here's the convection here. Not a lot going on. Still a pretty small storm when you think about it. And here's the intensity guidance here. So we're kind of going 50-50 still again. Ignore this model here going to major hurricane strength. I have high doubts on that. Highly doubt it's going to be becoming a major hurricane anytime soon. But you actually see here, you got half of the models going, pretty much going down into tropical storm strength and on its way down to tropical depression. And then you got the other half of models keeping it hurricane strength. So we got a little bit of battle with the models. You also have a couple kind of maintaining uh, tropical storm strength here, which is possible. I mean, for any of these models here, it could go either way. If any of these, if it can re-intensify again, it can lead to what these models are saying. If it's going to kind of stay disorganized and favorable, if the environment is still kind of favorable for it, it could be these models here. And then what we're kind of thinking of at this point here is that it could still intensify and then just die down. What these models are showing down here. So we have a little bit of a battle with the models right now. So there's still a lot of uncertainties with Gonzalo right now. And with a small system like that, it can be pretty difficult to forecast. And let's take a look at how much moisture there is in the atmosphere. Here comes Gonzalo coming up on the GFS now. And as you can see there, as it kind of gets closer to the Lesser Antilles, the islands there, you can see it kind of dies down a little bit. It doesn't really have much of a dry air issue, and it just kind of completely goes away there. And let's take a look and see if there's going to be any wind shear involved with this system here, which I've heard it's normal this time of year to have a decent amount of wind shear in the Caribbean. And what it looks like here, it is looking to be running into wind shear. You can see here on hour 96, you can see here it's actually hitting some wind shear with it. So that's probably going to be the cause of the system to die because of this wind shear. You can see here. And wind shear can tear storms apart. Keep in mind of that. So we're going to see what's going to happen there. It may survive through it. Who knows? With this system here. So we know that whenever it'll probably be able to maintain its strength or strengthen it a little bit more as it kind of wherever it gets to the islands, and then it kind of dies down almost kind of significantly from there. So again, we're going to keep an eye on this system here still. So there's still some uncertainties here. Some other models showing it can survive through it. Some other models are showing it can maintain strength. And some other models are going to be showing that it could just completely die off, just like for the GFS, for example. And the GFS, the European model, has been having a hard time with this system here. So we're going to see what's going to happen here with this system here for Gonzalo. So that's for Gonzalo. Let's take a look into Invest 91. I'm in Tropical Storm 8. It's now Tropical Depression. My bad. So we got Tropical Depression 8 here. You got quite a bit of convection going on the western side and on the eastern side. of the system here. So pretty good system um, as of right now here. And it's starting to get pretty well organized here. And there's not really going to be any moisture problems or not much of any wind shear problems either. It's just going to depend on if it can get organized quickly and really start to intensify there. It's going to matter. And also I've heard that in the mid levels here of the atmosphere, it may not be good for a tropical storm with the atmosphere the way it is. If we can get more storms and with those downdrafts there, the environment will get a little bit more favorable uh, for it to become a tropical storm. And I got that from Levi Cohen, so watching this video earlier today. So that's pretty much what's going on with this system here at this time here. But again, starting to get a little bit better organized than it was yesterday there. And we might be able to see the circulation on the visible satellite here. It's going to take a moment to load. And as that kind of loads here, let's take a look into the hurricane models for Tropical Depression 8. And as you can see here, the track at this point here is going to the southeastern coast of Texas, a little bit more severed end here, and then it kind of gets into Mexico. So yeah, really across southern Texas is going to be the state to really keep an eye on. Another thing to keep in mind of with this system here, if I go back to the GFS here, go back to the precipitation, the moisture in the atmosphere, and back this up here. Here's your low right here. And you got quite a bit of moisture on the eastern side here. You can see here it's coming from the south. And look all that moisture coming into like Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas. And it could bring in quite a bit of rain for some of those areas in there. We go back over there. This is the European model on that. If I want to talk about here, maybe getting a little bit of a uh, atmospheric river. That's what some people call this here. So there could be quite a bit of rain for some of these areas in here. You know, 3 to 6 inches of rain from the European model. GFS here is kind of similar here. So this system here, even though it may be going this way here, your main circulation could go in like towards Victoria or just south of Lake Jackson. But a good amount of moisture is going to be on the far northeastern end of the system here. And with that atmospheric river going on, you can get a lot of rain for some of these areas in here. You can see here some spots over 6 inches. So definitely definitely something we gotta really watch for with that system there. With that, and let's go back to visible satellite here, and it's pretty hard to tell where the circulation is. You do have the turning right here, even the low level. So you can see how it kind of comes in, kind of a circular motion here. You can see how these clouds always kind of looks that way, kind of coming in here. And then you got winds kind of going towards the west, southwest just a little bit. So your circulation is in this, uh, is under these clouds right in here. And you can see here, there's quite a bit of convection going on with this tropical system. So it's really starting to get better organized, I gotta say. So, but really, the primary threat I believe from this storm here is really just going to be the heavy rainfall, especially the far northeastern side of this system here. I mean, when we go back to precipitation with this system here, and the European model's not doing a good job with it. You can see here, with all this moisture really started to kind of get into some of these regions in there, showing from the European models. So this system here may bring in quite a bit of rain to Louisiana, Mississippi, maybe even portions of Alabama as well. So definitely something we're going to keep an eye on for flash flooding threat for these areas right in here. So yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on with these systems here. Uh, Probably my main concern for right now will be Tropical Depression A. It may try to rapidly intensify later today. We're just going to see what's going to do. You could actually see Texas very far top left of your screen right here. You can actually see the southeastern coast of Texas there. But yeah, guys, this is all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Little bit of a tropical roundup video. If you guys would like this video, hit the like button. If you really do like my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. If you guys have questions about this, you can put in the comment section down below. I will answer your guys' questions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.